This isn't the intro. This is the anti-intro.
Hey, you gotta give me. I bet they can see it with this lighting. Poke your eye out.
It's so bright.
My future?
I'm blind.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. Today I have my baby Patrick right here, and we are going to answer your questions that you guys left on my Instagram. So I told you guys to like the questions that you want answered onto the video as well as ask them. So these are the questions that got most liked. So the first question that we got is by Kristen Dawn, and it is, what is the hardest thing about being a teen parent? I feel like honestly, everything is harder being a teen parent. Literally as petty as literally just watching a movie. That is really hard. I remember what we did just the other day. We actually crawled into his playpen. And he played with all his toys and we were watching Star Wars, and that was even harder because Star Wars, you really have to like pay attention to it. I've actually never seen it before, so I really had to pay attention, and I'm also really slow at watching movies. You can ask him, he has to explain everything to me. Just petty things, I guess. Would you say anything?
Everyone is probably watching movies, playing video games.
Oh,
Can't
yeah,
really play video games. Not that hard of a kid. He just cries a lot. But
He's not that hard. He just cries a lot. He does. He's a big crybaby now. The next question is by Lexi Garcia 36, and it is there any parenting opinions you guys disagree on? Yes! So many, guys, so many. Like literally just with Christmas coming, there was a lot of disagreements on that, on how we're gonna do presents.
just tradition in general. We grew up in two completely different households, so
Yeah, we did.
how she likes to do things is completely different from how I like to do things. Kind of been together for a while and kind of have everything figured out, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like
I feel like neither of us are really hard to work with, and neither of us are really stubborn. We're both kind of...
We compromise a lot. That's like the number one key, I feel like, in parenting, what you should do. Obviously, I feel like that's a no-brainer, but we compromise so much. Like everything that we've disagreed on, I don't think there's one thing that we have said, like, absolutely no. Like, it's like we'll just end up doing it in between.
Neither of us ever pulled a "this is the final say-so" card.
Yeah, no.
It's never a final say-so. We both come to an agreement where we're both happy.
I know one that we like totally disagree on that we have not come up with a compromise because we're not there yet. He again is super big on video games, like super huge video gamer. And I remember just the other day I don't want Grayson coming home from school and playing video games literally from school to nighttime. Like, I just don't think that's okay, and I feel like we should definitely limit that. And like, he thinks that we should limit it too, but not as much as what I think we should.
I don't think so. I think video games are almost essential to learning nowadays.
I know, that's the only thing I think that we haven't actually
and I don't think
compromised on yet.
it's coming from in a stupid standpoint. When I was younger, I had problems reading and playing a lot of games like World of Warcraft. And if anyone's familiar with that game, then you know that you have to keep up with the chat. You can't just play the game and not see what people are saying. You have to learn to read. Games like World of Warcraft really helped me read, also with math too. In the 3rd grade, I was the worst at math. In the 4th grade, I was the top student in my entire elementary school with math.
After playing 90 hours
of World of Warcraft. Just because of the fact that there's an economy and you have to learn basic math in order to understand that economy.
I don't know, that's something that we're just not there yet, and I don't think we're actually gonna like sit down and have a huge conversation, try to compromise about it yet, just because it's like so far in the future, it just doesn't matter right now. So the next question is by Emily Miller, and it is, if you could name Gray another name, what would you have named him as your second choice? So I think we both agreed that our second choice was going to be Roland. We really liked unique names, and Roland is very unique, but it's really strong.
It's old-fashioned.
And he has a lot of, you could go into your history with it.
It's like my family name, Roland. My grandfather was Roland. My father, middle name is Roland. My brother's name is Roland. It's a family name, Roland.
And I just really love the way that it sounds, like there's no particular reason. I feel like we went more so with Grayson just because I really liked the fact that we could nickname him Gray. I don't know why, but I just absolutely love that. Also because it was something new. I didn't necessarily want to go off of tradition. Not saying that's anything bad, but for a first child, I kind of wanted something new. And so we just went with Grayson. We had another boy, what we have named him. I think for sure if we have another son, we're probably going to name him Roland, unless, I mean, we're obviously going to go back to the drawing board and try to think of something else, but I'm pretty sure it'll be Roland because I really love that name. Emily Miller also asked, what if he was a girl? So this was seriously a blessing that we did not have a girl, just for the fact being that we literally had no idea what to name a girl. Like, we could not agree on anything. Like, I came up with Isla, and you didn't really like that one.
She was coming up with names, and I was turning just about all of them down.
Yeah, really, that's just about how it went.
She was coming up with some pretty weird names.
I like really weird names. I think, like Isla, I've never met an Isla before, but I absolutely love that name. The only reason why I like steered away from that is because my gecko was named Isla, so I didn't want my child named after my gecko, as stupid as that
if I knew that, then I probably would have agreed on that.
I think what we have agreed on for a girl is, or at least something I'm really dead set on, is I really would like her middle name to be Rain, or her first name to be Rain. Like, I love the name Rain. And it wouldn't be like R-A-I-N, it would be like R-E, I don't know. You know you know how I'm spelling it.
And then her first name being Heavy.
Heavy Rain. I don't know if you guys know that. That's a video game. That's one of my favorite video games. Another name that we really love for a girl would be like something with Belle in it, or at least me. Didn't you agree on that?
Yeah.
Because it was French. Yeah, like Isabella or Isabel. I really like Arabella, but one of our friends' names is Arabella, so I don't know, but I love that name too. Anything with Belle in it. So I think that is something, like, if we were to have a girl, we would have to go somewhere along those lines. The next question is by Hey It's Ree, and she asked, I was wondering if you make money off of YouTube and use it as extra income. I'm only asking because I haven't noticed that your videos are monetized. No hate if you are, more power to you. So yes, my videos, or at least most of my videos, are monetized. What that means is that I allow ads onto my videos, and that is how YouTubers make money off of videos. So the only videos that I believe are not monetized are the one where Grayson is moving in my stomach, and 2, my birth vlog. The reason being for my birth vlog is because I have copyrighted music. There was no way I was going to take that music out just because it's super sentimental to me. It's called Sweet Disposition by Temper Trap, and that is what I have tattooed right here. It was me and my uncle's song, and I definitely wanted that music playing while my son exited my womb. So there was no way. I just decided not to monetize it. Some Canadians actually cannot watch that video on a mobile device in Canada. You can only watch it on a computer because the laws and everything, like with copyright, is super weird, but that is what it is. So no, that video is not monetized, but everything else is. Some videos are not allowed to have as many ads, like depending on what content I have in it. So like if I cuss a lot, or you know, things like that definitely damage you on ads and stuff. But besides that, yes, they are monetized, and yes, we do use the extra money for like little things.
We're by no means rich off of YouTube.
Yeah, we're not rich off of YouTube or anything like that, but we definitely are cool with the extra income that we get from it. Next question is by Birdie Fly LOL, and the question is, what's one thing you guys do to keep your relationship strong with a baby now? Do you guys do date night?
Yes, we do date night. We might go to like a sushi place, we might go watch
Mostly.
a movie. Yeah, I got her into sushi, so she likes that.
So we do date night a lot. We try to do it at least once a week, depending on our finances and everything like that, but we typically try to do it once a week. Or we will, if we can't go out, what we'll have is either my mom or his little sister watch Grayson and kind of just take him away for a few hours, so that way we could just kind of have some time to ourselves and even just like hang out upstairs in our bed, or like watch a movie, or even cleaning, like just like simple things like that. That's what we'll do. Another thing that I feel like we handle having a baby and like keeping ourselves like sane is just communication. Like we always like, hey, how are you feeling? Is this like, you know, is that okay? And I feel like communication is key, and that is how we are so strong while having a baby, because having a baby is so hard when you're in a relationship, guys.
It's never been negative. It's always a positive thing.
So the next question is by Abby Cashton, and it is there's a few questions. I'm gonna go off the first one. What has been the best thing about being a teen parent is the first question. I feel like having Grayson literally shaped us into the people that we are today in a very positive manner. Like, I don't think we would have our crap together and be moving out. Like, I don't think all of this would be done if we didn't have Grayson. I feel like we wouldn't have a job possibly and just slacking off, like things like that. So I am super duper grateful that Grayson just kind of made me like snap up into being an adult, and I really love that part. Another thing that I feel that I love about being a teen parent is how much energy we have to just play with him and do stuff with him. My mom was close to 40 whenever she had me, so growing up there definitely were disadvantages in that. Of course I had her wisdom and all that fun stuff, but just like some things where she wasn't able to actually keep up with me. Like, for example, like what we were talking about earlier, we like crawled in his playpen and like we're watching the movie inside his playpen. I feel like a lot of people, like if you're older, you're not gonna do that. Like just like little things like that, we're able to literally run around the house with him and just keep our energy up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, building off of what you very first said, as funny as it sounds, I feel like more people take me serious just because
you're a parent.
I'm a parent.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a parent. So yeah, building off on that, career-wise, going in for like a job interview, pretty big tip for any of you teen parents out there, go ahead and say that you are a teen parent, because you can use that to your advantage. You can tell that.
So much.
I was in an interview with him. I don't go in for a lot of interviews, but if you do go for an interview, use it to your advantage. Say that, hey, I'm a teen parent, and that just shows that I'm more driven than the average teenager. You can go ahead and hire those 5 teenagers, but are they going to be driven to come into work? Do they have motivation other than their own self-fulfillment? They have to go ahead and work for someone other than just themselves. They have to go and drive their everyday for themselves, their kid, and their spouse.
Side note, I don't want to cut you off or anything though, but guys, this guy's a freaking beast in an interview. Like because I told you guys, we got the job together, so we actually interviewed together. It was a group interview, and like he was across the table and they were like asking him all these questions, and I was like, damn, my man is sexy. Like, look at that, like he's gonna get this job. I didn't think I was gonna get it, but I knew he was gonna get it. Just like, he's so confident in interviews. Like, he's just like Hey guys, so pause. We did answer the other 2 questions, but it looks like it didn't make it. I don't think it was actually recording when we did answer it, so I just came on here to answer them for you guys. Patrick is asleep, so I didn't want to wake him up just for this because we already went over it, so I already know the answers. The second question was somewhere along the lines of which parent was easier to tell with my pregnancy. 100% it was easier to tell Patrick's parents. I always feel like, especially in our culture, they're a lot harder and more strict on girls. So typically speaking, it's always harder to tell the girl's side. So the third question was, do you think we would be where we are today if we didn't have Grayson? We answered this a little bit earlier in the video. No, I don't think we would be where we are. We've come really, really far with having a child, and I think it definitely pushed us and motivated us in that direction. Whereas if we didn't have a baby, I think we'd definitely be living that teenage life. So the next question is by Laura Hubbard, and it is, when are you guys going to have another kid, and when are you going to get married? So to answer the first one, when we're gonna have another kid, that is undecided. We are still handling this kid and we're just moving out. I think that really just depends on finances and everything like that. It's not necessarily like if we want another kid or anything like that, because we're not gonna put another kid if we can't afford it, obviously. So we want to be able to give all of our kids an amazing, beautiful life, and that kind of takes a little bit of money sometimes. So yeah, so I think whenever we afford it, or can afford it. And then the next question is, when are you going to get married? So we don't have an exact date, but we know around what time. So we know for sure it's gonna be November 21st, which is our anniversary, but we don't know like which year. Would you say next year?
I don't know.
Now?
No, we don't have any time. That again goes with finances.
So Panina Simmer asked, did you view teen parents differently before you became a teen parent? Yes. At least I did. Did you view it differently?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and elaborate on this.
Let me do my elaborate.
I don't know. People might not like this opinion, but I'll just give it to you. I mean, we actually talked about this not too long ago. Now, I'm not throwing any hate towards people who are on TV shows or anything like that. I'm not throwing any hate. I'm just saying how I viewed it. Okay.
Oh yeah, we did just talk about it.
Okay, so let me just go ahead into a little bit of a rant here. Basically, the way I viewed teen pregnancy was a lot of people were stupid. A lot of people were really, really stupid. And the reason being is because these TV shows seek stupidity. They really do, and I think it's honestly shameful of them because they're making money knowing that they are getting kids who are stupid to be on their TV show.
Not all people,
They're not,
by the way.
I'm not trying
all
to.
of them.
I'm not trying to throw shade or anything like that.
But
I'm
no,
just
I'm
saying,
just making that clear. Not everybody. But
what would get more views on a TV show? Watching a normal parent taking care of their child going to work every day, or watching teenagers struggle and doing stupid things, saying stupid things? I think we know the answer to that.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I want to say not every teenager on a show is stupid or anything like that, but I definitely feel like TV shows seek out like where the drama is at or what they can make a TV show, because obviously that's how they're going to make money. So it's not, I mean, I guess it is shameful, like I see, but it's business. So like I see it in that sense. Beforehand, I definitely viewed teenage pregnancy a lot differently. I feel like everybody views it differently until you walk in it in your own shoes. So it's like what you make of it. So I feel like what we have made of it is just really built our own life.
Yeah,
with
and
it.
to clarify, I don't think teen pregnancy is stupid as a whole. I think that just an example, those shows are what expose a lot of people to teen pregnancy, and the fact
that's like what creates the stereotype.
That's a stereotype. There you go. That's what creates a stereotype. And so when you're driving this stereotype across the entire nation of America, then of course most people's idea of teen pregnancy is majority of those kids or all of those kids are stupid because they're saying this, this, and this, and clearly that makes no sense at all.
This question is by Bia X Mike. I'm sorry if I'm totally messing that up. But the question is, in which ways do you think you'll differ from your parents' parenting? In which ways do you think it'll be similar? So this is a really good question. I feel like honestly we're gonna be both so similar to our parents, and I feel like that's why we're gonna differ. Because our parents, like, we were both raised so differently. It was basically based off of respect, which I'm not saying that's not how I was raised, but like they were scared in the terms of like, I don't want to disrespect my dad. Like I remember whenever we first dated, we went ice skating, and we were like out really late, and they were calling him and they were like, hey, you need to come home, and not that I was like the bad influence or anything, but I was just like, well, you're already doing it. So, and I literally remember him saying that, he's like, that's not the point though, I'm disrespecting my father and I don't want to disrespect him. Like I remember that, and that was so freaking attractive. Like I was like, damn, like I got a goody two shoes here. No,
see, that's where I feel like, yeah, it's just, you don't need to be strict. You just need to teach your children respect. Within the Philippines, there's a word for older sibling or female
Ate.
older sibling. I call her ate. She's my ate. Growing up, if I didn't say ate, she would slap me across the face. Literally, she would slap me across the face. I didn't know her name was Sarah for a good while. Like that's how strict it was, and respect, and it's just all respect within my family.
The next question is being River's mommy, and is, do you want another baby? Damn, y'all think I'm a baby making machine. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, we do want another baby. And then the next question is, if so, how far apart in age, and what gender would you guys prefer? I want them pretty close in age, so hopefully soon. We're not trying to conceive or anything like that. Hopefully soon, if we could get more of our shit together, I guess, just say it bluntly. And then, which gender would you prefer? I would prefer a girl.
I prefer another boy. Just because I was raised with boys, and I feel like Grayson would have more fun with a brother. I mean, not to disrespect my sisters, I love my sisters, but I definitely have a lot more fun with my brother.
No, I need bows and tutus and glitter. Like that's like,
Yeah.
I've had enough of footballs and like just boy toys, which I love. Like don't get me wrong, I absolutely love that I have a boy and I'm so glad I had one first, but I'm ready for a girl. Like I literally am on Instagram and I'll see little girls, like the cute little freaking photos that their moms get to do, and I'm like, oh, impregnate me with a female.
Oh my god.
Which, by the way, is totally not going to happen because you have, what is the boy-girl ratio on your
I
side?
have so many brothers and siblings I need to count. I think I have 4 sisters.
4 sisters and the
and
rest
I
are all
think
boys.
7 boys. Yeah, I have so many brothers and sisters, like, I can't.
Yeah, because you have 11 total. Yeah, so, yeah, it's ridiculous, guys. He has 7 boys and 4 girls. Like, my odds are just not with me. May the odds ever be in your favor. Hello, Mom. If you are watching, please turn away. The next question is by MK Daddy and is, how's your guys' sex life since you've become teen parents? Hey! No. It definitely has changed, guys. Like, I'm just gonna be totally honest. It has 100% changed. Just because, I mean, like, I'm not trying to get the dew on whenever he's in the room wide awake. So, and not to mention, we also live in his house full of people. So, like, that I think adds on to it as well. So I definitely think we're healthy where we're at, but I feel like for our age, we could be doing more. I just think we could be doing more if we didn't have a kid. But then we'd have more kids. So, I mean, either way, we're screwed. You get it?
Yeah.
So the next question is by her slammed J1, and it is, how do you manage finances with a baby? And I'm totally gonna turn to you because I don't.
Yeah, I handle literally all the finances.
Yeah.
The one time she thought she could handle the finances, she was off by a good few $100. And those 100 matter, like, they matter a lot when you have a kid. So basically, just to break it down, just to summarize how I handle finances, is I do highest possible outcome to lowest pay. The lowest paycheck and what could be the highest bill. That, I feel, is the best way to do your finances. Also have at least a minimum of $1,000 in savings.
We always end up with more money than we think we have.
Never know when you might need to pay some copay because your insurance isn't that great, or your car isn't starting up, and you can go ahead and dip into the 1,000. But obviously, you
Try not
shouldn't.
to.
Yeah, try not to.
Yeah. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you liked it. I answered all the questions that were like most liked, so I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question.
Also, I'm not that enthusiastic because I'm sick.
He's
Remember
really
that.
sick, guys.
Yeah, so don't bash me in the comments saying, hey, Patrick doesn't seem too happy.
He must hate his life.
Hate his life. I hope Grayson can find another father.
There's literally, guys, if you go into like my first video, or it was like, I think the 48-hour video, if you go inside the comments, people are like, oh my god, he seems miserable. Like, oh my god, like, guys, we just had a baby. We were so tired. Like, he's not gonna be like, in every single video.
Yeah, with the birth vlog, by the way, I want to point out, as great as she is, and she went through everything.
There was a lot of stuff on
her
YouTube.
entire, I was her bitch during that entire experience.
Yeah,
and
he
also, hey, listen to this. Okay, she slept through a vast majority of it. I did not sleep.
We about to throw hands. We about to throw hands. I pushed the baby out of my
I know,
vagina.
I'm not discrediting you in any sense, but people were like, you know, upset at me because they were like, he doesn't look happy. And you try to stay awake for as long as I did and
30 hours,
and
guys.
Still be incredibly happy. No, but the thing is, it was a 30-hour labor. I was still awake because when we were getting there, I was just getting off my shift at my job. So I worked an 8-hour shift and then stayed awake for 30 hours of labor. So it's not I wasn't, of course, super like, whoa. I mean, in my head I was, because I was just a father then, but I'm also not that expressive person.
You're so funny. Also, I wanted to let you guys know Patrick might be making his own channel on YouTube, and it would involve daddy videos, video game YouTube videos, and comedy videos. So definitely comment below if you are interested for that.